3-0 it would finish to Arsenal. Remember, they were beaten by Liverpool before the break, so this is a good bounce back for them. That result against Nottingham Forest. Nedum still with us. A good day for the new signings, Nedum.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we would have started the conversation by saying Arsenal would be without Odegaard for the majority of this game, no Saka, no Declan Rice, we wouldn't expect them to be comfortable. But instead, we saw Mosquera do well. We've seen a few other players do well as well within that setup for Arsenal. And don't get me wrong, you don't necessarily have to rely on, big Zubimendi at the back post to make it 3-0 or having to connect with those volleys from 20, 25 yards out. But it was a great day for them. And to put some perspective on it, Forest were quite poor today, but I think it's because of the way that Arsenal played against them. I think Nico Williams at left back for Forest has probably had one of the toughest days of his career. Madueke really took it to him for the entirety of his spell on that pitch. And the energy was good there. That's more of a continuation of like the way Arsenal played against Leeds as opposed to the game against Liverpool, which was obviously a tight game 2 weeks ago. So yeah, the feeling's high, the sun was shining, there were plenty of goals, new strikers scoring tap-ins at the back post, getting assists from, the new signing from one side as well. So yeah, it's definitely a feel-good factor, and now we can almost have a conversation right now about Arsenal having quite good strength and depth, which is something that I don't think we've been able to say for the past few years.
Can we have that conversation?
Everybody now they talk about our depths. Everybody they talk about our depth. Well, it's good at least. Well, they get some kind of positive news about Arsenal. Somebody asked me a question, or maybe rather made a statement. The person talks say, now it be certain I don't get this depth. The next question becomes, she ain't go fit use them, do something. Another person can even talk say, Arteta no, for him, or in your opinion, if you say Arteta no get the capacity to make use of this new players, this squad they give them to win something. Me, I want to reply also make I just calm down, because the thing is, they never give them these people before. They just give them. Who see now? Nobody has a crystal ball to know what is going to happen in the future. Why are you being pessimistic already? Wait, at least be neutral. People see how the season will go. What will happen? You get. Look at Liverpool now. Liverpool bond we just finished today. Look at how that game ended. Look at Salah's statistics. Salah did back and nothing. You get. Salah this season, I don't understand what's the happen. Keep don't steal all the ocean. Only lock everywhere. 5-4-1. Liverpool no see nothing. You get. They try until the red card can happen. Where they can win 9 minutes. You get. So this is it go long die. That's the essence of this depth we see.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd have a conversation about Ange Postecoglou, to be honest.
Oh, we'll get there. Okay. We'll get there.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, the front three is a completely new front three from last year.
That's
the problem Arsenal had wasn't defensively; it was in the attacking areas. True. And the fact that they have pretty much got what they had last year, and they've added Eze, Gyökeres and Madueke, 100%, and we need them. That absolutely makes them stronger. They have no question strengthened all around the field. And again, that's why we end up with this has to be the year for Arteta. He's never going to have a better squad of players at Arsenal. He's not. It's an impossibility for them to bring any more players in to make it better, quite frankly.
I disagree. I disagree with that line of thought. It's impossible to bring another player in to make them better. Not lie. We can bring in a new left winger. We'll be saying your original job now left wing. They whine me. We can bring in somebody because we wanted to do that, but we didn't have the financial capacity. Why did you say Rodrigo? January, we can see the site. They will say, okay, let us bring in a left wing. I think that's the only person we say I would like me to bring. Come on, Martinelli. In fact, make I even extend that before that. At the end of this season, during the summer, people like Trossard and Martinelli should be phased out. Bring in better left wingers to play that left wing. Because I think the right is sorted out. Saka Madueke, sorted out. Then bring in another centre forward. People like Kai Havertz, people like Gabriel Jesus, find your square roots. Bring in another. There's still room for improvement. What are you saying, Steve Nicole? Bring in a new number 9. To deputize for Gyökeres, Kai Havertz find a square root, the Jesus find a square root. For the left side, Martinelli Trossard find a square root. Bring in people like Rafael. What's it they talk now?
Excited about today, Ale?
I'll answer that by saying that you only needed to watch this game for the first 5 minutes and know that it was going to be 3-0 Arsenal. That's how comfortable and dominant they looked. There was never a doubt that Arsenal were going to be the team that had the ball, that had the possession, that were going to create the chances. Madueke is still running Nico Williams to the ground. Cut him to the inside, cut him to the outside, spin around, spin this way, spin that way, not catching him. And then on the other side, you're thinking, okay, well, how is Esse and what is his role on the left-hand side? Because he's not exactly a winger.
Exactly.
And yet, sometimes he gets involved in the possession in the middle. Sometimes he runs in behind, as he did for the goal by Gyökeres. And you're seeing variety. And then you're thinking, well, we brought Subimendi here to be a guy who's more of a tempo setter, more of a guy that can win balls in the midfield, but is very clean on the ball. And he's scoring volleys, and you're going, right. And these three guys were not here last year, right? And so it's 3-0. It's comfortable with some of your best players not even on the field, not available to play. If you go back to last year and think about the best players for Arsenal, you would have said in that list would have been Bukayo Saka, would have been Declan Rice, and when healthy, you would have said Martin Odegaard. Those guys are over there, sitting on the stands, sitting on the bench, or coming off injured. They're over there, not available. And yet, there was never a doubt about Arsenal today. The more you do that, the more I think the credentials of Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, being not only a title contender but a title favorite, continue to gain strength. They look the part, and they have the strength and depth that you just mentioned, which will allow them over the course of the season grind out results when it's necessary. And the more times you're able to win games like you did today with this level of comfort, it will allow you to have more legs to have the ability to grind when it comes down to it. I thought Arsenal were very good today.
All right, Stevie, obviously chomping at the bit to talk about Ange Postecoglou coming in at Forest. What do you want to say?
Well, I was sitting watching the game and I'm thinking, if Ange Postecoglou at any stage had any thoughts about trying to sort of keep this group doing what they did last year, where they keep it tight and break, after about an hour, I'm sure he would go, you know what, there's absolutely no way I'm doing that. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose my way. I'm not going to sit and watch this every week. That's not, Ange Postecoglou is not bringing his team and putting them out on the field and doing what they did, like, or trying to do what they did today.
Because he's promised silverware again, Stevie.
I'll tell you what, he's pushing it. He's pushing it, because this Nottingham Forest side today, I mean, I'm trying to remember, other than the Chris Woods when it hit his chest, it wasn't even a chance or a pass or anything. And I don't think they were in the opposition half. And this whole keep it tight and counter-attack with pace, all the pace is gone. Alanga's gone.
The way they talk about, it's intentional. That's what we run now. We are very, very stingy. You have to work very. In fact, somebody was telling me the day that CHUKS, for anybody to even score Arsenal now, you need to attack us more than Manchester United attack us. Man, you don't set templates. You know how many shots, man, you have? 20-something. They don't see man go. You know, easy.
I mean, Gibbs White touched the ball once in the opposition penalty box today. So there is absolutely no way Ange Postecoglou is not going to try and turn this Forest side into an attacking, all-out, get-after-it team. He is not going to go the way they did today and the way they did last year. So you can forget it. If there was any doubt...
See Nottingham Forest expected goal returns, 0.20. How you want this score?
What he sat and watched today has convinced himself, I'm not doing that. I'm doing it my way.
Do you agree with Stevie, Nadem?
Yeah, I do agree, to be honest. And I think it would be tricky for him to try and instill some of those beliefs in the first, couple of days of him being manager there. But he's not been brought in to carry on the legacy of the previous manager. Neither was the case with Nuno when he replaced Cooper there as well. I think he's been brought in for a reason, try and get the team to play in a style which maybe the owner wants. It's not necessarily going to be to the same level that they were doing at Spurs when they're at their best, because it's a different profile of player. Those guys at Forest, their strengths probably lie elsewhere. But I think he will find a way to get the team to be more on the front foot. I think a Postecoglou team is one that tries to press high, tries to keep good possession, and it's all about sort of the high speed running, the sprints, the transitions and all that stuff, which isn't necessarily something that, say, Forest would do as a whole, because in the past there's almost like a reliance upon 2 or 3 to get the ball at the pitch. But yeah, his style will come in. And he said himself today, like, it will take time. How much time, I'm not exactly sure. But I think in some ways, they've got quite a deep squad as well now. And they'll probably need it because they'll be playing in Europe as of next week as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And the style of football definitely will change. And I think the expectation at Forest has changed as well, because only, say, 3-4 years ago, you're looking at a side that hadn't been in the Premier League for over 20 years, whereas now we're talking about a side who comfortably say, we've brought this manager in because we want trophies and we happen to be in Europe as well.
All right, that ends it.